Now that was my type of game. A pinball game, both teams going up and down the field, momentum shifts at every opportunity, a wild and woolly fourth quarter. Forget about that hard-hitting, defensive, controversial battle between the Bengals and the Steelers. Forget about all four of your weekend playoff games. Forget about your college football playoff semifinal games. Those games, no drama, absolutely boring. I want to see that high-scoring game. I do not want to see a boring game like 10-9 Minnesota losing to Seattle. That just doesn't do it for me. Last night's game, Clemson, Alabama, that's the way to go. And guys, how many times have I preached to you over the years that when you get beat in a bad way, and let's face it, a loss is a loss, a win is a win, but some losses are far more costly emotionally and mentally. They hurt more deep down inside, and you know what I'm talking about. You just don't think a break is ever going to go your way. And how many times have I repeatedly said that ultimately, over the long haul, more often than not, those breaks are going to go in your favor more so than they go against you. Case in point, yours truly. It was just 3 Sundays ago. Carolina 35-9 leading at New York Giants. Yeah, how did that turn out? Oh, remember that little game here, the Alamo Bowl between TCU and Oregon? I'm up 31-0, laying a touchdown. Start the second half. And Oregon's quarterback goes out early in the second quarter, and they get 18 total yards of offense in the second half and lose in triple overtime. Yeah, they were bad beats. But last night, Clemson rewarded me, and it rewarded you. And let me tell you, it rewarded all the handicappers but one here at the site, because it was one of those games where I often say where, from my perspective, when I see a lot of the handicappers all on the same side of a game, that game has too much weight. That's what we like to call it, too much weight. Well, last night it certainly came to fruition in a positive direction, as all but one handicapper had the Clemson Tigers. So you made money, I made money, and all the clients of all the different handicappers, except that one, they made money as well. And let me tell you, it's okay to get a backdoor cover like that. I'm watching the game last night. You see Alabama's knocking on the door, right? After that ridiculous swing pass out of the backfield that goes all the way down in the 20-some yard line, right? They're in the red zone. They're getting there. And I'm going, please, go ahead, score. Let them score. Because I know if they get the touchdown as opposed to a field goal, Alabama's going to come out lax on defense. What do we always say? Prevent defenses prevents a favorite from covering, right? I'm knowing that if he can just, meaning Henry, can just get into the end zone, and it didn't look like he did. The initial call, remember, wasn't a score. And then the refs reviewed it, said, hey, it was a touchdown. He broke the plane. I knew right then I still had a great chance in that game because I knew Alabama was going to be celebrating. I knew Alabama was going to be lax on defense because that next score meant absolutely nothing. Clemson drives down the field to Deshaun Watson, 12 seconds left. Game, set, match. We get to sneak in for the backdoor cover. And it's okay sometimes to be lucky rather than good. But what a good game last night. Good way to end a college football season that started way back on August 30th. We've still got the NFL playoffs in front of us. We have still college basketball in front of us. And, of course, last night, hopefully you also made money, not only on my free play, which was the over, but also on the free play in college basketball you got from the hottest college basketball handicapper. In fact, this is kind of weird. This is a guy who just returned to the site last month after a near 3-year absence, and he is the #1 college basketball handicapper so far this season. And I'm speaking of Chuck O'Brien. Because last night you got his 29 winner, number 9 out of 13 this season, on Monmouth, a 5.5-point chalk, winning by double digits at Fairfield. You got it free as the charity play of the week. So now it's quid pro quo time. And let me just quickly tell you a little story. A woman by the name of Angela Chavez passed away on January 5th after a lengthy battle with cancer. 37-year-old mother of 2 teenagers. Today is January 12th, Tuesday. She's being laid to rest today in Leon Valley, Texas, near San Antonio. But her family needs some help with funeral expenses. So her brother-in-law posted a fundraising site and has asked for help. And that's what I'm asking you to do, to help and consider the situation today. Because while you may be celebrating Clemson today, this family is not only burying a loved one, the matriarch of the family, but also trying to figure out how they're going to be able to foot the bill. So you don't have to give $250 like I'm going to give later today. You can give $5, you can give $10, you can give $50, you can give $500. It doesn't matter. All I'm asking you is to participate in the program if you got the play for free. And let me put it another way to you. Yesterday, did you get the backdoor cover with Clemson like most of us did? Nice to have a little karma on your side, right? Doesn't guarantee you're going to get the win or the cover all the time, but you can't tell me. If you're sitting there with Clemson last night, you didn't have a little good karma going in your direction. Did you get the half-price play of the day, the latest 2,000-star W wager winner from Trace Adams at a huge discount? You betcha. Did you get Jeff Benton's 59 winner number 5 in a row for just $14 on the over? How easy was that last night? Over by the early fourth quarter. Yes. And did you get the college basketball winner from Chuck for free? So you made some money. You had some good karma. Now I'm asking you to pay it forward and make a donation. If you're watching this video here on my website, just scroll down here on the page and you'll see the link. Credit cards are accepted for the donations. You'll see a picture of Angelina and her teenage children, and you'll read the story as well. And again, there are very few times that I have happy stories to tell you when the charity play of the week wins, but that's the whole point of it. Helping strangers in times of need, this community of caregivers that we have created. Without your help, it doesn't work. Now, as usual, I always like to joke with you. I will bribe you to make a donation, and the same thing goes today. You can save $125 off the purchase price of any handicapper's 30-day package here at the site. It doesn't have to be Chuck O'Brien. It can be anybody, simply by using coupon code SAVE125, SAVE125. Or you can save $50 off the purchase price of any handicapper's 7-day package, which means you're going to get all the football action this weekend, right? And you can save $50 by using coupon code SAVE50, SAVE50. If you're in the midst of a long-term 30-day package, you want to re-up for another 30 days, take that $125 off the top. And if you have any instant rebates, they're applicable as well. So you can extend that package further and take advantage of the discount. Again, it's my way of bribing you to make a donation. Should you have any questions, you can always contact customer service. They're there to help you. And all your details for the promos are over on the home page. Half-price play of the day. Again, Chuck O'Brien is the winningest college basketball guy here. He's going for college basketball winner 19 out of 25 since he returned to the site. And it's a play 2.5 times stronger than Monmouth last night. He's going for winning day number 28 out of 46 and 10 out of 14. It's 59 winner number 15 out of 21 in all sports and number 9 out of 11 in college hoops. And it's on your SEC showdown between Florida and Texas A&M and College Station. You get it for half price simply by using coupon code HALF, H-A-L-F. All your other discounts and coupons, etc., are over on the home page. If you happen to be watching this video before 2 o'clock in the Eastern Time in the afternoon, well, you may have to wait a little bit because, again, I'm doing this video for you at about 2:45 in the morning. Okay, let me get to the complimentary play, and let me tell you, it's a tough college basketball card here tonight. I'm going to take a shot with Virginia to rebound at home after 2 straight road losses to Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech, games in which their defense, which is the bread and butter for Tony Bennett's crew, simply failed them, especially from three-point range. More about that in a moment. But I'm going to go with them to rebound tonight at home, minus the 4 points against Miami of Florida. You've got 2 battle-tested teams. Virginia's played a damn tough schedule. It's beaten West Virginia, has beaten Villanova, handed the Nova Wildcats their first loss of the season. Nipped California by 1 in overtime. Lost the second game of the season at George Washington, and then reeled off 11 straight wins before going to Blacksburg and then to Atlanta and losing consecutive games by the narrowest of margins, losing by 4 at Georgia Tech, losing by 2 at Virginia Tech over the past week. They allowed Georgia Tech to get 15 second chance points in that game on Saturday, which tells you they did not do a good job on the boards. Hurricanes are coming off a 72-59 win against Florida State. Listen, Miami is a damn good team. They have won 8 straight games since losing to Northeastern at home as a 16-point favorite. That's their only loss of the season. How they lost to Northeastern, it's just one of those things, okay? When you put a bunch of 17 to 21-year-olds on the floor, you don't know if it was a letdown game, a sandwich game, a trap game, or just one of those games. But the fact is they lost that game. But this is a team that has very nice tournament wins on neutral courts against Mississippi State, Utah, and Butler. Non-conference wins against Nebraska. And LaSalle, not something to brag about there. I do believe the Cavaliers have played a little tougher schedule. And I think the Cavaliers, who won in double overtime last year at Miami, 89-80, they are going to tighten the clamps on their defense tonight. Tony Bennett's team this season is doing better offensively than any team during his tenure. In fact, better since like the 2000-2001 edition of Cavaliers, okay? But the bread and butter, once again, for Virginia is the defense. And they've got to tighten the screws because Georgia Tech and Virginia Tech, they hit 53% of their three-pointers 17 for 32 in those games combined by the Hokies and the Yellow Jackets. Well, you can't let a road team, when you're on the road, you can't let the home team do that to you. I think they'll recommit to their defense tonight. I think this line, which is I do this report at 2:45 in the mornings at 4, I would wait. 99% of the time, I endorse playing the favorites early and the underdogs late. But knowing that Miami is a good team, I'm just wondering if the public will bite on Miami and maybe drop this down to 3.5. Listen, they could go the other way and say, hey, Virginia's a good team and they're coming off 2 straight losses. They haven't lost 3 straight games in conference. So, God, in over a decade, maybe they'll put more money on Virginia. But it's one of those, I think it's worth taking the shot. Either way, I like Virginia. That's your complimentary play today. Best of luck to you guys, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.